Mike Toddy here. It is early February, I believe February 5th of 2023. I don't know where this video will fall in the line, the bigger scheme of things as I try to document our adventures into grazing, specifically this property, and there's some summer videos that I need to add back into here that give more explanation, has been CRP for the betterment of 35 years or so. So basically virgin ground, if you will, compared to today's conventional farming practices. So today what my update's about is I just got back from the 2023 Grassworks Grazing Conference in Wisconsin Dells, Wisconsin. Met some incredible people. Quite honestly, it's overstimulating because you have so much information coming at you from all these experts and all these like-minded and just awesome people with all kinds of new topics. Always advancing technology and challenging ourselves within the grazing community. So, you know, it just comes at you at a flurry. And for any of you that know me personally, know that I do too much. I take too much on is a better way to say that, right? In driving back yesterday with my son Hunter, was really trying to think about what's the priority in life, right? You know, when I do all these things. And besides the belief in God and my family, you know, being the best husband and best father I can be, it's really been muddled over the past couple of years since my retirement from the Air Force. And one thing I keep coming navigating back to is the land, is the stewardship of the land. I'll include a link to an article I wrote when I thought I was on a different path after the Air Force. I was going to be trying to get back into, or not back into, but launch our career into dairy farming, which it did not work out for various reasons. Nothing bad there, just life choices and where life took us. So now I'm trying to break our way into farming. And last year's first venture was some poultry meat birds, as well as some laying hens, and that went actually quite well. And I'm really excited about this year's poultry. But specifically back to this land and the piece that it's a huge piece of what we want to do is that it's 80 acres with 30 acres of pasture, and then the balance is in woodland and swamp, if you will. So there's many more things that come in the future, but the challenge, the grass itself needs to be documented separately from this. But where I'm at, right? I've been working with NRCS. I've got my grazing plan approved. I'm sorry, I should say that differently. The EQIP to put together the grazing plan is approved, and now it has been submitted to the NRCS for cost share in the fencing and other improvements. So fencing is the topic. A lot of debate on what fence to put up here. We're off the grid. For now, we're off grid. So it's got to be solar. And they're going to be running beef cattle up here. Maybe some sheep behind them eventually, but the sheep will go initially on the home farm. So I got to get ready for the fencing. And as you can see in the background, there's a lot of woodland here, right? It's very irregular shape. There's 3 main pastures, if you will, I guess 4, depending upon how I split the horseshoe back here. So I come back from the grazing conference, I'm like, what can I do to move forward, incrementally forward, right? In one of my previous jobs within the Air Force, we had some challenging situations of advising some people and hitting some walls, and a very astute boss of mine, Colonel Jeb Edner, said, Mike, sometimes we just have to move the football forward. We can't score a touchdown with everything we do in life. Sometimes getting a couple yards or just getting that first down is really important. So I was thinking about that this morning, and how can I move the football forward in this endeavor? And it is getting ready for fencing. And some of the challenges we have, because the current plan is to leave basically about 12 feet from the wood line to the pasture where the fencing begins. I want to be able to drive the perimeter to maintain the fence, and as well as check the cattle. A lot of, for those of you familiar in the northern tier here with the emerald ash borer, a lot of dead ash along the fence line here. So I've decided the priority is go out and mark all the ash, and anything that would be near the field, or the pasture, I should say, I'm going to come back and fall those and get them drug out of here. because I want to do that before the fence is in place. We're looking at a 4-wire, and I want to get that done just to make it easier. So today's and this future next couple of weeks plan is not to bite off more than I can chew like I have already, but rather just come here and start falling trees and skidding them out of here and cleaning up the tree line as a whole. More directly said, as far as the plan moving forward, would be to clean up the fence lines to maximize the pasture. It's been overgrown for 35 years, as you can imagine, and we need to knock it back. There's a lot of spots where I've been able to knock it back 10 yards, 15 yards quite easily with minimum effort with the skid steer, as well as some manual chainsaw cutting. But I think that's really important because there's a lot to be gained. I've got the dogs along today. We got Lainey, Lulu, and then Ace is coming into the frame here. So we're on a walk and we're trying to identify where to cut back the fence line. So I'm always long-winded, and I want to make sure that that isn't something that continues to be a trend. But I do want to wrap this up in the sense of, you know, I do other things. We do real estate. I'm retired from the service. And when you're an entrepreneur, whether that be a rancher, farmer, construction company owner, a marketing company owner, you know, you can really be overwhelmed by what the action that's required to get moving forward. And I go back to that, I don't know, is that a metaphor? I don't know. You'll see I'm going to speak a lot in all of this, but with the football, just moving it forward. And it's overwhelming, thinking about everything I have to do. Those are self-inflicted wounds, gunshot wounds, if you will, nobody's fault but my own. So this morning I woke up and thought, what fills my heart? And my heart is my family. They were sleeping a little bit when I left, I think. Well, a few of them were. That's number one. But what fills my heart is being out here on the land. And to take on this venture is giving up other opportunities. I think that would, I know would put more in the short term profit in my pocket. But right now I need to think about what makes me whole as a person. And what makes me whole as a person is spending some time with the dogs out here on the land, making a plan, and thinking about it. So I want to document some of this, not so much as my thoughts and feelings as I've shared today, but really the advance of the land. There'll be more stuff coming going forward, specifically about the challenges we face with a strong stand of brome grass, and the challenges of trying to add diversity for our grazing plan. So hope you guys are doing well, and have a great day.